What is going on, beautiful people? My name is Salvador Chang, and we're going to get right into the video today. This is going to be my first flight course with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Dan Darby. This is actually his footage. I don't want to take credit for it. Once again, this is Dan Darby. That's him, the man, the myth, the legend himself right there. And he lives a pretty epic life. He does some pretty epic things. This is him jumping off an antenna in a wingsuit. And then once again, I'm going to let the next clip play because you can't really put words on it. This is my wingsuit first flight course, and this is the man who taught me. So then we took another right-hand turn, went all the way down past where the map even shows, and then checking my altimeter, making sure I know how high I am, looking at where I'm at relative to the ground, and then looking where I'm headed, making sure I'm going in the right direction. So it's those three things. Once again, checking how high I am, checking where I'm at, and then checking where I'm going. And then after that's done, I'm supposed to do a practice pull to make sure that when it's time to actually deploy, I do it stably and it's nice and clean, and I don't end up in line twists. But you're gonna see in between those right-hand turns, I'm literally fearing for my life trying to fly the suit. So I think on jump 1 and 2, I don't get all those things done. But I think on jump 3, I get some practice touches and we start getting to fly and everything's nice and stable. So go ahead and just wanted to add that in there. Circle of awareness, that's where we're headed. And then we're doing, once again, practice pitches or practice touches, making sure we're flying stable and we can deploy. Yep. So after that super brief introduction or explanation of actually what we're looking at on these jumps, I want to go ahead and show you the jumps. Let's go right into the action. You're going to see here, Dan's on the outside. I'm here. I'm going to go out, in, out, and then you'll see me kind of do a little bunny hop. I'm super nervous. This is my first jump. Honestly, my exit on my first jump was really solid. You'll see the first 5 seconds, I'm kind of flying and I'm doing my thing. Even Dan said it when we landed. He was like, man, if you would have kept the first 5 seconds of how we were doing, you would have been fine. But as you can see here, I'm going into an unwanted spin and I'm kind of just spiraling towards the earth with no control. At this moment, I'm literally fearing for my life and freaking out, but then I kind of gain stability again and I'm like, okay, I find my heading. I take a deep breath and I kind of figure out what I'm doing wrong or how to, I guess, fly the suit instead of the suit fly me. Once again, I was extremely nervous, and then you're gonna see here, this is my first time in the suit. I'm gonna still try and get a feel for it, a gauge for it. I get the wobbles a little bit, and then of course when we landed, Dan debriefed, and I want to give a big shout out to Dan. His coaching was excellent. His flying is of course immaculate. He's professional at what he does. But when we actually landed, he went over each and everything of how I can improve my flights and how I can get better. And then you're going to see slowly but surely through each jump, I get progressively better and better. So here we go again into an unwanted turn. I thought I had it for a second there, and then I don't know, the left hand turns all day, baby, NASCAR. So we're just going for it. And then once again, I gain flight. I do 1 practice touch throughout the whole thing. Once again, I'm supposed to do 3 practice touches. I wanted to at least get 1 in and make sure that I was stable before I actually deployed. So as you can see there, it wasn't a bad deployment. I think on this course, I only got line twists 1 time. But for the most part, we kind of followed the flight path besides me spiraling towards Earth. And not gonna lie, this was probably one of the scariest jumps of my life, but I knew if I wanted to progress in the sport, I'd have to overcome that feeling of getting in a wingsuit. This is gonna be my second jump. So once again, Dan Darby is climbing out. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the door. You're gonna see me with my head out and out. I exit. I want to say that my first exit was the most solid out of all 3 of them that I got filmed. One other thing, I was not allowed to wear cameras on these jumps because this is like an AFF jump. Once again, I'm starting fresh. This is my second jump in a wingsuit. The last thing I want to do is distract myself with the camera or have to worry about something extra. So we just kind of left the cameras on the ground, and then Dan filmed me. You can see I get a practice touch in here. Dan's kind of giving me signals as I'm flying. He's flying right by me. I'm not spiraling to the earth, which is great. I'm extremely happy about that. You can see here I kind of get some speed wobbles. And once again, we debriefed that. We talked about it when we got on the ground. And then you're going to see moments here that are absolutely like beautiful. Like, for instance, this moment right here where he kind of gets closer to me, I'm stable. Like, if I could just do this for the whole flight, we would be great. But once again, I'm still trying to feel out the suit, make sure I'm in control, I have my heading, and I understand how high I am, doing my circle of awareness, doing my practice pulls, and then making the turns at the appropriate moment. Doing my practice touches once again, taking the right-hand turn, trying to make my way back to the DZ. Honestly, a lot of people were like, oh, I want to see the first flight course. How did the jumps go? This is how the jumps went. And the reason I'm publishing these videos is maybe you can take something away from it. Maybe you can learn from it. There definitely is a learning curve when jumping into a wingsuit, but as far as it being scary, as long as you're learning from the right people and you have the right coach around you, you should be fine. But once again, this is what to expect. A lot of people are freaked out by the wingsuit. I was not gonna lie, I was super nervous. Like, yes, I have over 200 jumps. I think I have 250 jumps now, Skydives. But wingsuit jumps is a whole different beast. It's a whole different animal. I got in the suit and I got the butterflies in my stomach. And here's my deployment again. Yeah, that was clean. once again, I think I only got line twist one time, which is, I mean, with wingsuiting, line twists are kind of expected. But I was extremely excited to get into the wingsuit. Yes, I was nervous, but like fear and excitement kind of mixed together, and it's beautiful, and it's kind of reason I love to push myself, love to push my limits, and that's why we're here. So here's jump 3. As you can see here on this jump, the clouds are beautiful. So I'm trying to get my navigation down. That's a big thing on the course, is understanding where you're at relative, once again, if you can't see the DZ like this. So I'm like, okay, I understand where I'm at. I'm gonna fly kind of alongside the cloud, do my practice touches. I'm sure now you can see a huge improvement on my flight. I'm not as wobbly. I mean, yes, there are some speed wobbles still, but you can see Dan giving me the heading, and then Dan kind of flying around me. On this flight a little later, you're gonna actually see that Dan flies on his back, and I was surprised, and I'm gonna look over and I'm kind of stoked. I'm like, oh, like this is crazy. At least to me, I'm still a baby bird. But I look over and Dan's flying on his back, looking at me with a huge smile, and I'm like, this is crazy. And when we got down, he was super excited. He actually signed me off on my solo. He said everything went well, and then after that I ended up doing a solo on the same day. So I got 4 jumps in total, 3 with Dan that were coached, and then he encouraged me to do a solo so I can understand and really feel the suit. So once again, I'm just extremely humbled by this experience, and I have so much more to learn ahead of me, but I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you guys. This way you can get an experience and understand what a first flight course looks like. And then I had a bunch of people coming up to me and be like, let me see your wingsuit jumps, let me see your wingsuit jumps. So I just figured I'd post them on here, show you guys what it looked like, my progression. And then of course, if there's any topics that you want to see in the future, any questions that you have, or anything that you think might be exciting that I should share on the channel that would help the community, please don't be afraid to go ahead and comment them below. I read all the comments. And once again, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I truly love you guys, and thank you for all the support. Till next time, you.